Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. This legend is coming in your motherfucking stomach. Another episode. Another one. Like the other one. I'm telling you, going to the doctor is scary these days. Because you don't know what somebody's doing. Especially if you got to get surgery. A regular checkup, anything where you're going to be physically aware, what's going on in your surroundings, and you're not going to be hit with the gas mask or put to sleep, it's all right. But anything dealing with surgery where you're going to be asleep and this one doctor in control of you, you got to be scared, people. And this is why you got to be scared. Because it's been a setting trend lately I've been discovering of doctors that's been in practice for 40 and 50 years and been suspected and allegedly for, molesting ladies and sexually assaulting ladies, but never found guilty with all these different, complaints. And when you got a bunch of complaints like that throughout your whole, doctoral career, something ain't right with this shit. So this brings me to this story right here. Fertility doctor accused of using own sperm dies in the crash of a hand-built plane. A New York fertility doctor who was accused of using his own sperm to impregnate several patients died over the weekend when the hand-built airplane he was in fell apart mid-flight and crashed. Dr. Morris Wortman, 72 years old. See what I told you? These motherfucking doctors be old. Been to live their whole life getting away with shit, being sick and undercover motherfucking rapists, hiding under a profession. Now, this man was from Rochester, New York. Whew. Check it out. He was a passenger in an experimental aircraft that went down Sunday in a pasture in Orleans County. The pilot, Earl Luce Jr. of Brockport, also was killed, according to the county sheriff. The crash of the aircraft, identified by the National Transportation Safety Board as a Whitman W-5 Buttercup airplane, remained under investigation Tuesday. Now, Wortman was a well-known OBGYN in Western New York who was often the target of an anti-abortion protesters. These are people that protest for, people that's basically doing abortions. He was sued in 2021 by the daughter of one of his patients who became pregnant in the 1980s. Do you hear this? He was sued in 2021 by one of the daughter of one of his patients who became pregnant in the 1980s. So one of his patients became pregnant in the 1980s and had a girl, which is the daughter, that sued him in 2021. And the lawsuit said the doctor secretly used his own sperm while telling the patient the donor had been a local medical student. So he would tell you that he using somebody else's sperm so you can have a baby, but the whole time he using his shit. This motherfucker was sick. It said the doctor kept the secret even after the daughter, his biological offspring, became his gynecology patient. So later on, the lady that he impregnated had a child, right? Kept on seeing, not knowing that the sperm came from the doctor that she's seeing. And then she bringing her child and raise the child up. And, that's how people do. They have family doctors. This your doctor now. Not knowing what this sick ass motherfucker done did and how he done molested and did some sick rapist shit without her knowing. I mean, this shit here is extraordinary. You never know what goes on in the minds of people. A mind is a motherfucker. Some evil ass thoughts can go on in another person's mind, and you got to be aware of that. You just can't think just because a person smile or laugh or look good, that they just sane and they gonna do the right thing. They got some devious motherfuckers out here. Like, for instance, they got a lot of women that's, they getting different type of surgeries and shit where you got to be put to sleep because they might have to cut you in a certain place or something like that. And they got a lot of doctors that when they put you to sleep before they do that, these motherfuckers is playing with your private parts, lady. That's right. Doing sexual shit to you. And you wonder when you waking up from the surgery why you real wet down there. Right, some sick shit. So this episode is for the ladies. I joke a lot, but I ain't joking when it comes to this because I don't ever believe in touching and violating a woman. Ever. You don't ever touch a woman in her private sexual part or period if she don't want you to touch her and it's unwanted. That's a no in life. And it ain't no other way to put this shit. So, ladies out there, you going to these doctors and shit, times is changing, it's fucked up. You got some sick individuals. Pay attention. Be extra cautious if you finna get put to sleep. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Now, speaking of doctors, I mean the crookedness of doctors. I was in a wreck, right? My knee, got a little knee pains. I notice sometimes when I might walk up some stairs or just walk out the blue, when I'm walking, I get a little sharp pain here and there. Just some shit that just kind of happened out the blue. So I'm like, this shit got to be because of the accident. So, I'll go see my therapist and share what's going on with them. And they do an x-ray and all that old shit and blah, blah, blah. Next thing they call me back with the results. Now, when they call me back with the results, it's a totally different doctor who's giving me the results because he's a surgeon. And what he's trying to do, when I tell you, is get this paper. So he said, yeah, man, you got a torn MCL. That's like sort of some of the NBA and NFL injury that the players be getting. It's a knee injury. Now, it's not the one where it's an ACL where your shit just tore all the way up and you just fucked up, for life and got to get surgery and get your knee tore up and all of those shit. But it's the little tissue in the middle of your knee, and it can be damaging. So anyway, make a long story short, he said you got a torn MCL. I'm gonna hang you these papers for you to look over. And then before he do that, this what was so cold about the story. He got up and he closed the door real smooth. And he stood up and he looked at me. He said, hey, I don't work for them. I don't work for your insurance company. I work for me. The way he said it was like, he was a kingpin and he had a hookup on some kilos of cocaine. And he finna give me the price of a lifetime. The hustle look that was in his eyes when he said that and the tone and the confidence in his voice. I said, this motherfucker is a crook. He just want me to get this surgery so that big old them zeros can be going into his account. Because he the surgeon. And like he just told me, he not tied to them. This money goes to him, baby. So I said, if I get surgery, I'm going to be out of commission for this walking and getting around for a little while, ain't it? That's what this motherfucker told me. Oh, no, you be walking the same day. You be walking the same day. I said, it's rotten, dirty, motherfucker. I done seen the NBA players. Nigga, I'm going to need therapy, and I'm going to probably need a crutch or something. I'm going to have to take it light. Can't just put all that weight on the knee after surgery. This is common sense, people. So I don't know if he think that I'm mentally off or what the fuck he think. He had to think that I'm going to think after getting knee surgery the same day, you're going to be up walking around like it ain't nothing, just going to have a little pain. Yeah, this motherfucker told me. I said, oh, no, I'm all right. I ain't going to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just go work out, strengthen my knee, see how I, deal with it from there. He say, and once your case is over with. You ain't gonna be able to get this surgery. This surgery costs a lot of money. Oh, he went in for the kill, times two. He wasn't giving up easy. So he knew he could say, I'm gonna tell him one more last thing to try to get him to get this motherfucking surgery so I can get this paper. I said, nah, I can't afford to be out of commission right now. Shit, 2, 3, 4 months, I'm barely can walking. I gotta be out here getting this paper. I got things to do. I can't be in the hole. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't having a bunch of money right now, but I will be. Like I've had in the past. I'm gonna have a big old funky, stupid, fat briefcase full of money. Notice how I said briefcase? You niggas talking about pockets. Briefcase full of this shit, man. You know what I'm talking about? That real long, can't ever go broke type of bankroll. But yeah, fucking with doctors these days, they some of the biggest hustlers out here. The biggest con artists, the biggest scammers. I mean, they triple, quadruple charge for every motherfucking thing they do, from the medicine to the services. You just tuned into another episode of Legend of Comic this morning. This was about doctors. Beware. Pay attention. Don't get touched on. Don't know you're getting touched on. Do something with yourself. Do something with your life. You might be somebody. Nick.